Communications Authority of Kenya has urged Kenyans to be cautious over the growing number of cyber threats and incidences of fraud as more businesses go online. While the incidences of cyber threats have significantly dropped as compared to the period April and March this year, the regulator says the threats keep evolving and safety online requires concerted efforts between regulators and the public. Victor Kiprop has the details.
Before COVID-19 struck, a fairly good number of organizations, businesses and learning institutions in Kenya had already taken some of their operations online. But as lockdowns and curfews were introduced around the world to protect citizens from the virus, daily life swiftly moved online, a shift that came with risks.
There was a sharp rise to about 3.6 cyber threats detected per day. This was the situation on the week of the 16th March. Within the 8 weeks that followed, up to about May, we reduced the cyber threats from 3.66 million to about 500,000, which is within margins that are acceptable. The child that is growing up today in Kenya is a digital native, is very, very aware of technology and what benefits technology can present. But this also renders them quite vulnerable in a country that is quickly moving towards digital transformation. And this is why we do not take this exercise lightly at all, so that we embrace technology, but we embrace it for value and for meaningfulness.
The number and value of digital transactions has also gone up over the period, where SIM card-based fraud targeting mobile wallets and bank accounts have also been rising.
As you continue progressing, the threats are running very quickly to catch up. And this is the reality that we do not shy from. And this is why it calls for constant engagement, constant awareness. And when in doubt, on a message received or a phone call received, better not to act than to act and then realize later that this was actually a fraudulent transaction.
Meanwhile, plans to roll out 5th generation 5G network in Kenya are already underway, with market leader Safaricom said to be working with China's Huawei, which has been subject of increased scrutiny in the Western world due to security concerns.
As a regulator, one of the practices we have adopted is technology neutrality, and we do not interface with operators to guide or direct them with which service provider they would use in deploying their networks. We, however, do have a point of interface to ensure quality of service, data security and safety of use by consumers.
Last year, Kenya passed a Data Protection Act which would guide how personal data is collected, shared and processed. But delays in the operationalization of the law means Kenyans remain exposed. Victor Kiprop, NTV Business.